Welcome back to Dimitri's Garage, and today we're going to review two spray waxes that you guys requested. First, we're going to look at the Atom Slick and Slide, which is the brand new product they recently released. It is a detail spray, but it also uses polymer technology, so it's kind of like a wax. I think it's going to be similar to the Sonax Brilliant Detailer. Now, we're also going to look at the Turtle Wax Seal and Shine, which has been highly requested by you guys. We're going to be looking at slickness, we're going to look at gloss rating, we're going to look at how easy they are to apply, and of course, if they are visually appealing. Then we're going to go out and do our durability testing. So stay tuned and let's get started. For our first test, I'm going to start with the Atom Slick and Slide, and we're going to apply it to this section of the panel. We're going to leave the other section as control and pull up the tape later. The instructions are really simple. You spray it on like a detail spray, then you take your towel and you start to buff it off like any spray wax or detail spray. Then you're going to flip the towel and start wiping it down completely to give you a nice glossy finish. And I can feel how slick it is already, and the stuff smells pretty good. Maybe a little bit like pineapple. Now we're going to try the Seal and Shine. We're going to use the blue side of the towel. The instructions say it's a concentrated product and to use a light spray. It's overall the same as any spray wax. We'll use a towel to spread it around. Flip the towel and wipe it up just like the atoms. The stuff smells chemically, a lot like other turtle products. My initial reaction is that both products are easy to apply. You can't get much easier than this. Spray on, spread around, buff off, easy. This is my gloss testing station. Here we use my gloss meter to determine if products are improving or hurting the gloss. Gloss is how shiny surfaces are. This panel is 90 gloss units with nothing on it. I've applied the Slick and Slide to this side and the Seal and Shine to the other side. The way the scoring will work is for every gloss unit the panel loses, we subtract a point, and add a point for any gloss unit the panel gains. Let's calibrate it to be sure. Looks good. Now we will take 5 readings. Let's start with the Turtle Wax first. Give it a second to ramp up. Let's call it 89.6. Let's call that 90.2. Now we move it to the middle. Wow, really shiny. Move it down here. Let's call that 90.5. Now for our last reading here, let's call that 90.6. Now we divide by 5 to average, and this gives us a unit average score of 90.42. Now we're going to add 0.4 points to our score for Turtle Wax. Now let's test the atoms. 89.6 here. Looks like 85.8 over there. Trying here looks like 89.2. 88.5. Call this one 86.5, and once we divide by 5, it looks like we got 87.9. We're going to subtract 2.1 points from the Atoms Slick and Slide. What I would guess is that the atoms lay on thicker in some areas. We got a variety of readings. The Turtle Wax seems more uniform with a predictable surface. Now this isn't a test I score, but we will see if these products are afraid of isopropyl alcohol. We can see the isopropyl alcohol beading. We'll wipe it around and see if it comes off. The way I usually test is spray a little more. We can see there's almost no beading here. Wow, there is a lot of beading on the Atom side. It is really resisting the isopropyl alcohol. It's very impressive. We'll let more alcohol soak in. Let's see if it still beads now. Yeah, it definitely beads a bit still. I really didn't think that would happen. I gave the alcohol a little time to sit here, and there we go. It's totally gone now. Yeah, the towel is totally gripping the surface. Everything's gone. Yeah, you can see it's right at 90 gloss units once we remove everything. Let's test up there. Oh yeah, still 90. Before moving on to our next test, I wanted to remind you guys that there are going to be links to all the products we're looking at down below in the description. Those are Amazon affiliate links, and I make a very small commission that helps me run the channel whenever you click through and buy anything on Amazon. It doesn't even have to be the thing I'm linking to. Any shopping will do. Also, my website has a table of all of our wax test results that you should bookmark. The link is also going to be down below in the description, and you can use that to compare all the other products I've looked at in the past. I've let the panel cure. I always give it at least 24 hours, and now we're ready to test the slickness, the visual appeal, and the durability. Now, the reason I always give it a long waiting period is because some waxes get slicker when they've had time to cure, and some need that curing for durability. Now, occasionally I have something that requires more than 24 hours. If the bottle says so, that is what we'll do. I use my hand to give a pass-fail score, just like with ease of application, if I feel like the surface is reasonably slick. And in this case, I do. I think the turtle wax is reasonably slick. Don't mind the little marks here. This hood was found at a junkyard. It was sandwiched between a bunch of other hoods. It was in terrible shape when I got it. I'll link a video up top so you could take a look at what I did to bring it into the shape it's in today. There are still some deeper scratches that I just couldn't get out and some pitting here and there, but I think it gives a good real-world example of what it's like when a wax fills in imperfections. Moving over to the Adams side, the slick and slide is very slick. I have to say this is about as slick as anything else. In our prior video, I put Wolfgang on the Mustang, and I'm feeling it to compare because Wolfgang is very slick. When I compare the two, I have to say they're very close. Maybe the Wolfgang's just a hair slicker, so definitely a pass for the Adams product as well. They're both gonna get 1 point in our pass-fail system. Let's talk a little about the visual appeal. What I did is I removed the tape to create a gradient to hopefully show us what the difference is with and without the wax. Spray waxes just don't really create that super thick layer of gloss that you would see like a paste or liquid wax would, but they are typically very shiny, as we saw in our gloss meter testing. It is also really difficult to show the difference on camera, but one thing that's interesting, and I'm gonna hope I can show it here, is that I can actually see a transition where I've removed the tape on the Adams side. And honestly, the Adams is just duller than the bare paint. So I put a little piece of tape right where the line is. The line is on the left side of the tape. And I'm kind of hoping that you guys can see that line. And it's just, I can't tell in my camera if you can. But what's interesting is that in my opinion, the paint is duller on the Adams side than it is on the untreated side. And I think I actually see the line in my viewfinder, so I'm really hopeful that you'll be able to see it too. It's almost like it's hazy or like covered in ash or something. What's interesting is that on the turtle side, I can't tell at all. I don't know where the line is. I don't see it. I don't see it with my eyes. I don't see it with the camera. Nothing seems to make any difference. Now, if I use my hand, I can tell that this is untreated and this is treated, and the line is like literally right here. There is no angle at which I'm able to see any line. So for a spray wax, I will give the turtle a pass, but I think the Adams, we can't call that a pass. I just think it didn't do very well at all. I don't know, you guys tell me in the comments. It may not show up in the video, but I just don't think the Adams looks very good. So guys, we're outside and we're ready to do our durability testing. First, let's just see how hydrophobic these two are. Let's look at the control to start with. We can see the control just doesn't really bead the way we would like. Now, let's take a look at the Adams. The Adams is gonna be right up here. Now let's take a look at the turtle. Pretty good, but I have to say, I think the Adams might be just a little more hydrophobic. Let's look again. Yeah, they're very close. It's hard to say. So let's do our first wash. Now, to remind you guys, the way the scoring for this one works is every wash is a point until you start to look like the control. Now, we're going to be using this Adams car shampoo, which we've tested, and I'll link a video above. And it is pH neutral, and it does seem to provide the most wax longevity out of the 3 Adams washes. Then we're gonna get over here and we're gonna do our wash. Now after the wash, we do a rinse. And now we check the beading. So I think after one wash, the atoms may be just edging out the turtle a little bit. Now we're gonna keep washing, and I'll do pauses whenever I think there's an important moment for us to review. So we are 5 washes in, and they're both doing very well. Again, maybe the turtle just a hair behind the atoms. Number 12 is where we typically like to say a plausible 1 year of protection. It's assuming you wash your car once a month. Now, of course, it doesn't guarantee 12 months. There's a million different reasons. If a car's parked outside all day in the heat and the UV gets it, if you off-road with the vehicle and it gets dirt and grime, if you use a very aggressive shampoo, both are still working, and they're very close. Again, I think the turtle is just a hair behind the atoms, but it's very impressive how close they are at 12 washes. For a spray wax, this is great. See, the turtle just is lagging a little behind. So at number 15, I think they're both starting to take a little bit of a beating, but the turtle is definitely taking it harder than the atoms. I think at 21, it's just too failed. Like, I wouldn't keep this on my car. Yeah, I think we've got to call that one done. So we're going to say 21 for the turtle wax. Still very, very impressive. Yeah, guys, I think at 28 I have to call it on the Adams Slick and Slide. Still pockets of wax, still doing something, but it's not anything that I'd keep on my car. Before wrapping up the video, I wanted to talk about the 2 different products we looked at today. I think they both did very well. I was very surprised with the durability. I suppose if I had to pick one, I would probably pick the turtle wax, even though I usually am a fan of Adams products. I think for the Adams, the biggest challenge that it had is that it didn't look that great. Now, it was very durable and it was super easy to use. However, it's marketed as a detail spray, and I don't think I'd put on a very pretty wax that I really enjoy optically, and then sprayed something so durable on top of it that just doesn't look that great. Now, maybe it layers good with other products. I'll do more testing in that regard. However, I think this could be great for things like wheels and trim, headlights, windshields, things like that. So it's still a really viable product, and perhaps if you have like an off-road vehicle, something where the sheen and shine doesn't really matter that much, this could be super, super durable. Really impressed with the durability. I don't think there was anything this durable in any of my tests when it comes to a spray wax. Really impressive. So let's talk about the turtle wax. I was very impressed with this product. It was very durable. Maybe not quite as durable as the Adams, but it looked so good. Now granted, it's not going to give you that super candy, deep wet paint look appearance like a liquid or paste wax, just because it's not that thick. But what was cool is I couldn't even tell where the paint began and the wax ended when we pulled up the tape. Really impressive at not knocking down any of the shine. The durability, like I said, was really great. I think maybe if you have like a show car, you'd want to use something like a prettier wax. Like on my Mustang, I probably wouldn't use this because it's kind of my project car. But on a daily, why not? It still looks really good. It's super durable and it's so easy to use. There's really no downside to using something like this. So guys, both these products really impressed me with their durability. I don't think I've ever tested anything quite this durable in the spray wax category. I think the Sonax came the closest, and then perhaps some of the ceramic-based spray waxes. But even those, I believe, were topped by this. I'll have to review the logs again. And again, the link is going to be down below in the description to the table where I keep all of the records. But I do think these are the two most durable spray waxes I've tried thus far. I'm going to wrap up for the day, but remember guys, please click the subscribe button. And of course, I really love any of the likes and comments that you leave. I love engaging with you guys. It's very fun for me to talk and kind of feel like I have a little community. And it really motivates me to make these videos. So I'll catch you again real soon.